All right, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to talk about Canelo Alvarez, Kayla Plant, and the fact that it looks like this fight might actually be back in negotiation, and also that there is another option, which is Gennady Golovkin. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. Before I get into the subject matter of the video, please make sure, if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can get notifications for when we drop videos. Also, please hit the like button and share the videos. It goes a long way towards helping the channel grow, and it is greatly appreciated. Let's talk about Canelo Alvarez and Kayla Plant, Gennady Golovkin, and what's coming up next for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is one of the best fighters in boxing. I have to always say that because I wind up in a situation where I do more complaining about Canelo Alvarez than I do celebrating the guy. So I try to make sure that I start my videos and conversations by saying that I like Canelo Alvarez. I think Canelo Alvarez is a good guy from everything that I can see. I think that he is an excellent fighter, and he's somebody that can beat anybody, that has the ability to beat anybody that is between 160 and 175 pounds. That makes him, definitely a very solid fighter. Now, there's some things in his background, obviously, that prevent me from keep putting him on things like the pound for pound list, because, hey, the guy got caught with performance enhancing drugs. It is what it is, and just the way that I keep my list and I do my thing is that once somebody gets caught with them performance enhancing drugs, then I have to suspect what they did before they got caught, and I suspect what they do after they get caught, because it's just how it is. So so that is the basis of the criticism that I have for Canelo Alvarez. But also, as of late, Canelo Alvarez has been on, I hate to say it, but a Euro bum bash is what it looks like to me ever since he got done. Actually, pretty much since he had lost. Many people say he lost to Erislandy Lara. After that, you have Gennady Golovkin, who was a very good fighter, had a great reputation at the time, right? Fighter getting a little bit older in his years. He got his win over Gennady Golovkin. But then after that, it's fighters like Callum Smith, Yeldemir, Billy Joe Saunders, guys Rocky Fielding, guys like that just look like there's no reason in the world Canelo Alvarez should be fighting these guys, especially since there's so many guys down there at 160 pounds, guys at 160 pounds, 168 pounds that would be really good competition for him. And down at 160 pounds, I'm talking about Demetrius Andrade, and I'm talking about Jamal Charlo. But Gennady, and then another match is possible to do with Gennady Golovkin. But at 168 pounds, look, there's really only one guy that he should fight, and that is Kayla Plant. And they were in negotiations. Kayla Plant and Canelo Alvarez were in negotiations for this fight, and the negotiations fell away for reasons that were, to me, seemed to be, a little bit diva-ish. But now it appears like they are actually back in negotiations. Eddie Reynoso, who's the trainer and the manager of Canelo Alvarez, said, look, they're trying to get back and get this fight with Kayla Plant in November because it fell through in September, but they're working hard to make that fight happen. That to me sounds like a really good thing, and something that where I hope it happens, because if Kayla Plant and Canelo Alvarez fight one another, then that would be a undisputed title at 168. It's something we almost got at 154 when Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano fought, but we also got not too long ago, earlier this year, when you had Josh Taylor fight Jose Ramirez down at 140 pounds. So this was something that is a trend in boxing that looks like it is picking up, and it's an unexpected trend, but a very, very good trend, and counteracts a lot of the other nonsense that we have in boxing. When like all of these different sanctioning bodies that we have, and the WBC trying to do a new weight class, and all kind of other stuff that goes to dividing up boxing and splitting it up into a million pieces, to have, a trend come where people are actually unifying all four of the belts. That's something that is really, in my opinion, as a boxing fan, something that is really, really beautiful. So to see Canelo Alvarez in that situation where he can get that, where he can do it, but then have it fall apart over things like, this is what Kayla Plant said, that it fell apart because, well, on one side there was rumors about why it fell through. On the PBC side, Kayla Plant said that Canelo Alvarez was looking for, his guaranteed, they had guaranteed $40 million. But if something happened to Kayla Plant, then they would still have, the PBC would still have to pay that, and they would be able to pay that for a replacement opponent, which, by the way, if you have a replacement opponent, then that's not an undisputed fight. That's just a regular fight. So that was a hang up on the PBC side. And what they rumored to be a hang up on the Canelo Alvarez side was that they were asking for more than one fight for Canelo, where they were saying, look, we would love to have you fight, Kayla Plant. We'd like to have you fight Jamal Charlo. We'd like to fight like David Benavidez. I think those were the three people that they said that they would like to see him fight. So that is, those were the hang-ups in the fight that in the negotiation that wound up breaking it down. Now, what I have a suspicion, this is my suspicion, because I was reading and getting a bunch of the information that was about the negotiation coming straight from Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn being at negotiations probably was not a good thing, because he has a vested interest in seeing that deal not go through, because he has a fighter in Bivol and in a network, the Zone, that really want Canelo to fight over there. So to have Eddie Hearn, somebody with a vested interest in seeing the negotiation fall apart, involved in the negotiation, that right there was just a bad omen for that negotiation. And when I heard that was the case, I was like, oh man, this thing may not go through. And as a result, it didn't. But now it seems like, now that they're re-entering the negotiation, and they're re-entering the negotiation without Eddie Hearn there, that there's a much better chance that they could come through, and then you could get an undisputed champion. And if it is Canelo Alvarez, he would have gotten it through, number one, a better fighter than he's been fighting lately in Kayla Plant, because Kayla Plant is definitely a live underdog in that fight with Canelo Alvarez, because he possesses a lot of things that cause Canelo Alvarez problems, and he's not coming down there to lay down. And you know what I mean? Like some certain people, I believe, came in there against Canelo Alvarez just starstruck, happy to be there, and just letting him stand there, take 3 steps back, get punched in the arm, rinse and repeat, But anyway, this is a good sign that the negotiation has restarted. That's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.